What is going on with that microphone? Sarah, what is the deal? What is happening?
It's like,
why do you make cylindrical objects go limp when they're in front of you?
Wow.
Well, I mean, can you even hear her if she speaks?
Okay, I was going to say, I feel like I either have to yell or every time I speak, I'm going to move the microphone back. I'm just
It just will not go down there and stay. It won't go up and stay, right?
That's what
Sounds
she
like
said.
a problem.
Yeah. It's just what I do.
All right, Thursday off the rails.
You intimidated it.
Yeah.
It happens a lot.
There's so many jokes there. Where do I want to go with that? It's like a scared turtle.
Hold out.
Ain't the first time I heard that in my life.
No, it's not. Or today. Mark and Brandon are over at the helm driving us into the nether regions of all things insanity, but I think the insanity's on the couch today with Barb Allen's back, as well as Sara Gonzales, host of the News and Why It Matters. Make sure, if you missed yesterday's show, go get Barb's books, Front Toward Enemy, and also What Not to Wear to a Murder Trial. You need to go back. We're not going to rehash the story. It's a powerful story. Barb's husband, Lieutenant Lou Allen, was murdered in Iraq by another American soldier. And the book tells the story, but you need to watch yesterday's episode if you missed it. So, and go where podcasts are offered. Leave a rating and review. And maybe we'll read it. I don't know. We got to get back into that, Sarah.
Yeah, we do need to.
We need to get back into reading some things. But let me tell you the kind of stuff that I get, right?
Oh, God,
like this is why I don't really want to, read certain things. Here's one. Here's one that says, dude, I find it just insane that folks like you, with potential to accomplish real things, choose to live their one life as a far-right Twitter troll and truth denier.
Oh, my God.
I am a Republican, by the way. Get your shit together. I went to his page. Aptly named Colon. His very first tweet is a retweet of none other than Eric Swalwell.
Oh, big Republican.
Yeah.
Really big Republican.
Get your shit together, Colon. Sometimes the jokes just write themselves, guys.
Yeah, they do.
Sometimes. And I love the Twitter trolls who, on Facebook too, but the people who like to post the election results, of like they're like getting me on that.
Right.
Like I'm a dude that had no political backing, no political background, no donations, I did it myself and still got 4% of the vote in the primary. I'm okay with that. I did exactly what I thought I was going to do. People think that's an insult.
Right.
I was like, you guys have no idea what we accomplished.
Yeah, they're absolutely obsessed.
Yeah.
Absolutely obsessed. And you were the first person to actually announce that you were going to primary, which I think did a lot.
Yeah. And guess what? The media still calls me every day for a quote on what's going on in Texas. So fuck you. You can all the way off. Okay. I bleeped myself, Brandon.
I love that
I love it. People, what's funny is they think that's triggering me, and I'm like, I'm having a blast with it.
I also love that they think that like you troll people on the internet for a living. It's like, no, I do a lot of other things for a living, and I make a lot of money doing it. Trolling you is just something that I find personally amusing.
See, like you're a bigger troll than me in that regard because you bust the balls on that. Do you ever get engaged in any of that stuff? Like I tend to not go on other people's pages of people I don't know,
right,
and talk about their stuff.
Right.
Rarely. Do you do that?
I don't go on somebody's page and
comment,
talk shit about them. Like, I got better things to do. Sometimes people will come after me and say, they'll just troll me or say stupid shit. And it is true. Always you go back to the point of origin and they have like a dog as a profile picture or no profile picture or they have a private account. Like they're going to troll you, but they have the private account. Those are the biggest.
The ones that I get a kick out of are the people who send me the nasty grams, and you go to their thing.
Yeah.
Because I want to see if you're worth my response.
Yes.
I want to see if you're a worthy opponent.
Right. Well, they never are. Spoiler alert.
And you go on there and they've already blocked you.
Yeah.
So they shot their little salvo across the bow and they've already blocked you.
Right.
Very brave.
Or these tweets are protected. And again, if it's not a name like this dude Colon, at least he has his name and his face as an avatar.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't want to see your bush. And when I say that, I do want to see. I mean, like your shrub. Let's be very clear here. Yeah. Man, I felt so bad, Mark. I was I was at the bank yesterday making a deposit, and I was driving through the parking lot, and you know how you just catch something out of the corner of your eye, and you're like, "Oh crap! I just saw that happen." This lady little Japanese lady was coming out of the bank, a little old lady, and she missed her step and just face planted right there in front of the deal. And I felt, of course, Brandon's going to laugh. And I was like, oh my God, I jumped out of the truck, just stopped traffic, everything. I left the door, everything's wide open. And I ran over there to help her up, and just blood going everywhere. And it was bad. I mean, she didn't put her hands out to stop herself or nothing.
Why not?
And little butterscotch purse candies went everywhere. And
why am I laughing?
I was like, this is the weirdest parade I've ever been at. She's throwing candies at me. But we got her up, and it was fortunate because I called 911, and right there on the deal, there was a paramedic who just happened to be in the parking lot.
Wow.
Who came up and did absolutely nothing. But I'm just kidding. That was weird, you know. So y'all watch your step, folks. Is my point.
So what was bleeding?
Her chin.
Oof.
She stopped it with her chin. She stopped the fall with her chin.
Oh my God.
And I mean, she did. Bless her heart. I felt so bad for her. And
bad day.
Heads bleed.
Well, the thing that scared me was, her husband came out of the car and he was trying to get her up, and he was frail himself. And I was like, don't get her up if she doesn't need to get up. She got up. She said, I'm fine. Yeah. Then she was kind of, we were like, no, you're not all right.
Yeah.
So get you back now.
Jeez.
God, I want to know what's on Mike Lindell's cell phone. That's what I want to know. You know what's crazy? So Barb and I did Anthony Russo, our friend Anthony Russo. You've done his show as well, yep. Sarah. Blunt Force Discussion. Shout out to Anthony. Get his he has fun on that show. I miss that old form of podcasting.
It is really fun.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And
even though he doesn't really drink a shot. He just pretends.
He calls it shot seat.
Yeah.
Where you pours a thing. It's not. He just sips it.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. He pours this. We did a show yesterday, me and Barb, and he pours this big old deep thing of tequila.
But he tells me it's the shot seat, and then he puts a shot in front of us.
So she takes it with no impetus or inclination whatsoever. No, she just drinks the whole thing. Bam! And I was like, oh shit!
But like,
here we go.
Well, did he refill it?
Yeah.
Oh, we kept refilling it.
Perfect.
Well,
yeah. No, I know. Yeah.
Like, well,
it says shot.
Don't say you're doing a shot.
Right.
Like, you're not doing a shot.
We got hammered. But anyway, what were we even talking about? Oh yeah, Anthony. Yeah. So when he was talking about when he was in D.C. for January 6th, the FBI came and they interviewed his girlfriend, and they had him sit in on the interview too. And the FBI agent basically knew all of his text messages, all of his communication and everything. And he said the things he said, he insinuated. So it's like, why do you have to confiscate something you already have? You already know it.
For the optics.
Yeah, you think so? That's it? The optics? You think that's it?
Did you see what the search warrant said?
No.
So the search warrant said that they had a warrant to get his cell phone and all records and information on Lindell's cell phone that constitute fruits, evidence, or instrumentalities of identity theft, as well as intentional damage to a protected computer and or conspiracy to commit identity theft and or to cause intentional damage to a protected computer.
So the MyPillow guy is stealing identities.
It's like,
that's what they're saying?
For what purpose would that possibly be true?
Yeah.
He's already making so much money.
Mike
Whose
Lindell's
identity does he need to steal?
250, 300 million, something. I mean, he's almost to Beck numbers.
Yeah. And then they wanted to seize the Dominion, all of the Dominion stuff. Yeah.
I mean, what happened to America? And I'm posing this as a question because I want y'all's feedback on this. Where are we at as America that we can't, as individuals, as citizens with rights? I mean, don't I have more authority than the government? Shouldn't I?
Yes.
They're representatives of the people. Shouldn't I be able to investigate things? Shouldn't I be able to ask questions without being called a traitor?
Yep.
I mean, how is that being a traitor to your country? Because that's what everybody on Twitter is coming at me with, is, he's a traitor.
Which is hilarious because I feel like they had some questions when Donald Trump was president. They were constantly questioning what he was doing and that he was the worst ever.
They questioned the validity of the election nonstop for 4 years.
Yes.
Hillary Clinton herself came out and said.
Right.
It was stolen from her.
Stolen. And we're living in a clown world. This is a banana republic.
Absolutely.
And they're lumping all of us in there together. And you alluded to it yesterday on the show. We've just seen the tip of the iceberg. More of this stuff is coming. And it doesn't matter. Anybody that has like this guy, Colin, get your shit together. I'm far right extremist. How am
You believe in the Constitution?
How am I a far right? I believe in limited government.
You believe in individual freedom?
I believe Republicans and Democrats as a party are equally shit. Both of them. And that's not y'all's opinion. That's my opinion. I don't know what your opinion is on that.
I agree.
But, people keep saying, oh, you Republicans. I said, let me stop you right there.
Yeah, I don't identify as a Republican.
No.
Absolutely not. I
Absolutely
won't.
not.
Yeah.
That means who am I with? Liz Cheney?
Right.
Mitch McConnell?
Mitch McConnell, yep.
Lindsey Graham? Mitt Romney? Did I say Mitt Romney? No, I didn't. I'll say it again. Mitt Romney. Speaking of these guys, we've got a clip here. Let's go back to this thing. I want to pull this out. Lindsey Graham introduced a bill. Will you play that clip? Let's do it.
We will introduce legislation, along with a lot of my colleagues, to basically get America in a position at the federal level I think is fairly consistent with the rest of the world. I think we should have a law at the federal level that would say after 15 weeks, no abortion on demand, except in cases of rape, incest, to save the life of the mother. And that should be where America's at. So we will be introducing this bill as of right now. People will join.
Embarrassing.
I hope it will be bipartisan. And we will have a debate, if we're allowed to bring it up, as to why we're doing what we're doing.
I get it. I'm as pro-life as it gets, but I think this is a bad idea. Because this is an antithesis of what you just did in invoking the 10th Amendment with the overturning of Roe v. Wade. What do y'all think on this? Sarah.
I mean, I'm drinking. Can you
You've
even still
always got
hear
your
me?
mouth full.
Can you hear me still? My mic's in my lap at this point. I agree with you. I do think that it seems a little hypocritical. However, it's also annoying to me because it's like, why do you even give him 15 weeks? I mean, if you're pro-life and you believe that is a life,
if it's life is life.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So why would you draw the line at 15 weeks? If it's life,
right.
If your argument is it's life, why are you not arguing for just the law? So to me, it just seems like it doesn't make any sense. Therefore, it's just political posturing so that they can say that they tried to do something and all of that, and which just makes it, nonsense.
Yeah. What do you think, Barb?
I think it's, regardless of its intentions, I think it's going to backfire. I think it was poorly played. I think it's just going to piss people off. They're already pissed about what just happened. Like, why are we going out here and calling attention back to it and circling? And why right before the midterms? Like, are you trying to torpedo the GOP right now? I don't know. It doesn't seem like...
Yeah, strategically bad.
Yeah.
Just
like, I don't get it.
bad.
I'm not a politician or strategist or anything, but I am an American citizen.
Right.
Yeah.
And I do have my thumb on the pulse of what a lot of people think, just like we all do, because we're the people living with the results of those people, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a good idea.
And you being from New York, of course, people in New York ain't gonna like that.
I'm surprised New York hasn't started shuttle buses where they just, or like you can have a vet come to your house. I'm surprised they don't have mobile abortion clinics where they just come to your house and do it.
I was just gonna say that.
I mean, that's how crazy they are about it. That's how.
Well, especially in this age of shout your abortion.
They're obsessed with it. Mm-hmm. It is like their cause. It is like their altar, their hill they're gonna die on.
Well, and
they're crazy.
He knows that it's not gonna pass. Right? They know that this legislation won't go anywhere right now. So why do it? It's just political posturing. Yeah. Right. And to your point, it's just political posturing, and bad political posturing at that, because what you think Lindsey Graham has his finger on the pulse as well as Barb does? Yeah, no. Lindsey Graham has some inner demons that he's working through.
I don't think he's ever gotten, Lindsey's never had to worry about a woman getting an abortion, I can tell you that. That's just my gaydar going off.
Wait, I thought you had to be gay to have gaydar.
I'm a little gay.
I know. You should see him and Anthony. They pee together. They massage each other's
prostates. I'm not scared of my sexuality. I'm reasonably confident in all of it.
Chad is the one who is the monkeypox coordinator says gay, bisexual or other men who have sex with men.
Yeah,
it's like,
exactly.
Bro, that's just gay.
Yeah, that's just gay. That's just gay.
Just the tip, still gay.
I have done things in my life that some people would have it'd be weird interpretations depending on who got a hold of that information. Okay, that's all I'm going to say right there. Okay, I've seen some things, man.
Okay, Lindsey Graham.
I've been some places. It's not going to be. It's not going to last much longer, folks. You've got to get this deal from My Patriot Supply. An amazing sale going on, $250 off their Ready Hour 3-month emergency food kits. You need one for every member of your family, and $250 off because before all the inflation stuff hit, they stocked up a bunch of product, and now they're passing the savings on to you. Even though prices are going up, they're able to bring them down. So it's not going to last much longer. So go to my website, preparewithchad.com. Get the $250 savings on the 3-month emergency food kit. You're going to get all the meals you need, 2,000 calories a day. Make sure everybody in your family is stocked up with this. And trust me, folks, you're going to need it at some point in time. It's going to be something you're going to be glad you have. So head over to preparewithchad.com. You can trust My Patriot Supply. They're the largest in terms of preparedness that's out there. So biggest company out there. You can trust them. Tons of 5-star ratings. And this is all about taking care of your family, folks. Preparewithchad.com. Get the $250 savings per kit. It's going to ship fast, free. It's going to deliver discreetly in unmarked boxes. And it's going to be yours. Make sure you protect yourself. Preparewithchad.com. We'll be right back. Literally during the break, all I had to do was go over there and fix the mic stand. You couldn't, you're worse than King Charles. Did you see the video the other day where he was supposed to sign the documents and he was trying to get them to move the ink well out of the way?
No.
Because he was too good to slide the thing over himself?
No, it's because I have seen people try to move this mic stand multiple times and it almost falls every time. And I didn't want to be the one to have it fall in the middle of your show. Okay, but you know what? Now I think I might do it intentionally.
Your Highness.
Don't you hate it when guys go limp and blame the girl?
I do. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Now
it's his equipment that went limp.
Hey, show host over here.
I'm doing all I need to do.
The show host over here. That's no girl talk. I don't like it when girls start talking because conspiracies come up. Y'all start conspiring together. Conniving ass people.
You make it so easy.
Yeah, well. So that very first video there about the Twitter whistleblower, play that clip, please. Shocking.
They could access individual users' personal information, including their live data. Have I got that right?
Yes, sir. If they so they would have access to the production environment. If they spent the time to meander around and look around, they would find that they could access these large troves of data.
Including geolocation data? Did you testify to that earlier today?
I know that Twitter has IP locations and that they do use geolocation services based upon IP addresses.
Wow, 4,000 employees with access to that data. That's extraordinary. So those employees would be in a position then, if they wanted to get this information and dox Twitter users. Is that fair to say?
That is a concern of mine, sir, yes.
Wow.
There you go. So roughly 4,000 employees have access to user data.
Great.
So
awesome.
They got it.
Great.
That's why when I go through, you talk about doing the facial or the retinal scans and stuff, and you're like, I can't believe you do that. They got it.
Yeah.
It's done. It's too late. They can laser beam us from the stratosphere right now. It'd just be a brown spot smoking with a cowboy hat next to it. If they want to, just shoot a laser.
What a way to go, though.
Is it?
I don't know.
I can think of some other ways that involve, a partner.
What if it happened while you were motorboating Pelosi, like you've been fantasizing about?
I don't fantasize.
Yeah, he went off. He spent a lot of time talking about that.
On Anthony's show, he said, would you motorboat Nancy Pelosi? And I was like, of course.
Oh,
yes,
no.
right?
Of course. Booga, booga, booga. Of course. I mean, I'm like, I don't want to do it. But I would. Can you imagine the traction I could get?
But that's when the laser should come get you.
Yeah, right there. Maybe take both of us out, me and her both. It'd just be a cowboy hat and 2 bags. It'd be a cowboy hat and 2 bags of silicone laying on the floor. That's everything else would be incinerated.
Dude, jugs of silicone.
Jugs, boy. Golly. Man, I want some milk for my ice cream too. Speaking of Nancy,
He gets so happy talking about it.
He does.
speaking of Nancy Pelosi, she gave us an important speech about Joe Biden, and no one clapped. Play the clip.
Mr. President, thank you for unifying and inspiring a vision of a stronger, fairer, safer future for all, for our children. Your extraordinary leadership has made this glorious day possible. That's an applause line.
You peasants.
Wow.
Okay, Jeb. Please clap.
Jill was applauding.
Jill was applauding.
I can't stand these people.
I know. And
That's embarrassing.
that was your applause line.
I mean, what kind of, like, you don't point it out. You just keep going.
Yeah.
You've drawn more attention to the fact that no one gives a shit what you have to say than if you would have just kept going.
Yeah. Just Mockingjay. What is that? Hunger Games?
Yeah,
This
yeah.
reminds me every day more and more of this whole nonsense.
I'm kidding.
And she had something to say about inflation as well. Play that clip.
Inflation Reduction Act, so beautifully named for all that it does. As the name suggests, this landmark law is cutting costs and inflation fighting and driving down costs for kitchen table items for America's working families.
Kitchen table items. It's driving down costs for kitchen table items. Bacon is $12 a pack.
They also spent all of the time when they were passing it. They spent all of the time telling you about how it was going to help with global warming and climate change.
Climate change.
What does that have to do with kitchen table items? That's the only thing they talked about.
You know what? The only thing on her kitchen table is vodka.
That's fair.
And yesterday's glasses. And sometimes her teeth. That's it. And probably a whole assortment of prescription pills.
Oh, yeah.
Good God almighty. She's embalmed. Play the Jill Biden clip, because listen, they're not coming. They don't care about. They love your kids so much. They want your kids reading all the books. Play the Jill Biden clip.
Parents and politicians are now weighing in on what books should be in our school libraries and what their kids are being taught.
Yeah.
Where's the line, in your opinion, with how much of a say parents should have when it comes to what their kids are learning in school?
Well, I think with the pandemic, parents saw how hard teachers work and how difficult this job really is. And I think if they work together in their school districts and decide what they want with their curriculum.
Is there a balance between, this book should be in the library, this book is under review?
All books should be in the library. All books. This is America. We don't ban books.
Alice Cooper looks like shit with blonde hair. All books should be in the library. Thank you, Dr. Jill Biden.
That's horrifying.
It should be like when you go to the airport and they've got like the penthouse and the Playboys up at the top,
Yeah.
And they should all be in the library.
Move them to the library.
Books,
and don't put the annoying plastic cover on top of them so that
Yeah.
you can't see the whole thing.
Lady Chatterley's lover. They should all be in there. Harlequin.
It really drives me nuts. This is just another example of how they manipulate language to make it mean what they want it to mean. It's not banning a book to not have it available for children. Children can't go see rated R movies.
You're so smart.
Well, I mean, it's so dumb the way that they've done it to the term cancel culture as well.
Yeah.
Anytime you try to vote with your dollars and decide to take your business elsewhere, they're gonna say that you're participating in cancel culture.
Right.
Like, no, I'm not. I'm not firing the person. I'm just choosing not to do that. They do
Right.
this all the time. It's so frustrating.
Yeah, it's bad. Have you seen the book? I know you have. You've seen the book that children's book that's encouraging, or a parenting book that's encouraging parents to bring their children into the bedroom with them to watch them have sex.
Yep.
Come on.
Yep.
Yeah, have you seen this?
No.
Yeah. There's a book that's written. It's a parenting book, and they want to encourage parents
You
to
want to expose them to it so that
expose
they
them
know
to,
what it is.
the parents' intimacy and their sexual acts and stuff like this. So, yeah, I hope you rot in hell. Like, you want to talk about cancel culture? Give me a break.
I don't even like it when the dog's in the room. Like, do you know the dog jumps on the bed and watches you like disapprovingly,
like, that's
or
weird.
maybe like they're taking notes or something? Like,
I'm gonna need to put the dog out.
It's
yeah, because that's freaky.
It's distracting. Yeah,
that's freaky.
You feel, right.
There's just enough Hindu in me that believes in some reincarnation that might be like Aunt Connie or something. And, and she's like, I'm so disappointed in you and what you're doing right now. It's not how you use that pillow.
The audacity of that woman to ask, so parents think that they should be able to have a say in what their kids are being taught. What do you think about that? It's just so unbelievable to me. Like, yes, they're my children, not the state's. This isn't a hard concept.
Well,
the whole "it takes a village" thing is like, it's just a phrase.
Right. And also that's very voluntary.
Yes.
Well, let's go. Let's take it. Let's go a little bit. We got a minute before the break. Let's go a little bit further into the stupidity that's out there, and let's talk about Kamala Harris when she talks about the border. Watch this clip.
Would you call the border secure?
I think that there is no question that we have to do what the president and I asked Congress to do. Is the first request we made.
Oh my God.
A bill.
Jesus.
To create a pathway to citizenship. The border is secure.
Okay.
But we also have a broken immigration system, in particular over the last 4 years before we came in, and it needs to be fixed.
We're going to have 2 million people cross this border for the first time ever. You're confident this border is secure?
We have a secure border in that is a priority for any nation, including ours and our administration. But there are still a lot of problems that we are trying to fix.
Are there problems?
We have a secure border in that we are prioritizing in this administration to fix the problems.
The zipper is up, even though the penis is out. I mean, let's just draw a metaphor there. Let's let me just give you guys a graphic example of what she's saying.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Every single interview or speech she does, she is the kid in class who did not read the book that she is doing a book report on. She is coming up with every single word. You heard her go pass a bill. It's like she's right in real time thinking of that.
What we're doing is what the president and I have been doing with the Congress, which is the first thing
that we should be doing.
That we should have done.
So bad.
That's what's wrong with affirmative action right there. That's a perfect example. And again, she got into law school because of affirmative action. They took a well-deserving student and kicked him to the curb because a girl that claims to be whatever color she was claiming to be that day.
You can see the hamsters running in the wheel.
The hamsters have broken legs. Oh, my God. Oh, man. Okay. Americans are discovering that if we want to change this nation, we have to change the way the marketplace works. God, that's the truth. Woke corporations are seeking to divide us big banks, freezing the accounts of people who disagree with their political views, and our supply chain is dependent upon countries that actively work against our values. It's time for a change, folks, and that change starts with you and your wallet. That's why we are proud to partner with Public Square, the largest network of patriotic, freedom-loving businesses and consumers our nation has ever seen. Public Square is the first app to connect freedom-loving Americans with their local community and their businesses that share their values. So if you want to support a restaurant that only buys from local farms, or a coffee shop that took a stand against COVID mandates, or a bank that would never cancel you for political views, Public Square is the guide you need. There's also interactive, censor-free community groups where you can connect with other local members, and it's absolutely free to join. Free. Just download the Public Square app and create an account, begin your search. You can list your business for free as well, so your local community can support you. Download the app. It's Public Square. That's Public SQ is where you're going to find it. Public Square. Go get it today. We'll be right back. Hey, welcome back. We kicked Sarah off the couch, and it's just in time for me to wax eloquent for a few minutes. When, dear listeners and viewers, did the vicissitudes of political thought and action become so intertwined with that deep, stinking, and festering intellectual morass of social media into which we stumble so readily and willingly every single day? If your answer is ever since the dawn of social media, well, I suspect you're right. Ever heard of the Snapchats? It's all the rage with the kids these days, and plenty of adults too, and it's just one more of those platforms whose unhidden clear goal is to get you to apply as much of the surface space of your eyeballs to that screen for as much time as possible every single friggin' day. Now, Snapchat, like all the other time-sucking platforms out there, lets its advertisers specialize in who sees their ads so that they have the opportunity to get the best possible return on investment. It's smart business, but it can lead to some problems, one of which we're about to discuss right here. There are two companies, among others, that gather and provide data on Snapchat. Target Smart, which is a left-leaning group, and i360, which is a right-leaning group. Now, these groups work within that advertising framework to target ads that are political in nature. And the express policy of Snapchat is that while these two companies can gather and distribute their specific data sets however they choose, they can't see each other's data sets. Well, unfortunately, in a recent little slip-up, we're going to call it, someone at Snapchat fat-fingered the wrong button, giving Target Smart access to i360's customer information. Now, it might not surprise you to include that the benefit of having this information extends beyond Target Smart and their customers to things like, well, the Democratic National Committee, the Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee, the Planned Parenthood Action Fund, the Democrat Stacey Abrams gubernatorial campaign. Now Snapchat has admitted the mistake and fixed it, but the cattle are pretty well out of the barn at this point. And I could spend time and breath opining on whether or not I think this was a mistake at all, but I won't. You know what I think. I don't know the people at Snapchat, and just because practically every other major social media platform in the world leans hard in the direction of the path not taken by me and thee, who knows? But I want to focus my attention elsewhere and pick apart the deeper part of this. Here's what I want you to take away from this story. The people who have set up this giant information mill on both sides of the political spectrum, mind you, use it and sink money into it because, dun, 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 it works. It works in a business sense. And it seems to work in a political sense as well. And that begs the question, why are we allowing social media to influence our political moves either as individuals or as a group? I mean, seriously, think about that for just a second. It's the same thing as the old attack ads you used to see and still do see on television from time to time in a campaign season. Have you ever made your mind up about a candidate solely based on seeing an attack ad from his or her opponent? If so, I would suggest that you need to think a little more critically about the process that keeps our country running. There are other avenues to be explored for the critical thinking person, and you should explore them. So if Chad Prather is running for office and all you know about me is from an attack ad that says I kick puppies and pee on old ladies, newsflash, I only do one of those things. And it says nothing whatsoever about my platform, which you could see merely by going to my website. It's even easier if we're talking about an incumbent candidate who not only has a platform to look at, but has a track and voting record that you can find with just a few minutes worth of Googling and just research. The Snapchat issue, in other words, is merely an indicator of a much bigger problem. Look, I'm not saying I don't engage in politics on social media. Hell, it's fun sometimes, every day. But maybe fun is the category in which it mostly belongs. The real work of politics, all the way down to Joe Citizen choosing who to vote for, should be done in a place where critical thinking isn't tied up and shot at the door. Are you on Snapchat?
Snapchat account, but I haven't used it in 2 years. It was just because it was the only way my kids would chat with me sometimes.
Yeah. I don't
even know how to do it.
Yeah, I have the Snapchat,
right.
I think, but yeah, I don't use it.
I should delete it because I haven't touched it in forever.
Yeah. TikTok is a scary one, right? Like I have a TikTok.
Get me going on TikTok.
Yeah, I have it. But like somebody else started it for me. Somebody that worked with me started it, and they kind of helped grow it. And when they quit with it, it just sat there.
Yeah.
I'm a community violation anyway.
Yeah. Dave gets banned all the time, and he's like, I can't believe I got banned again. I'm like, why is this so surprising to you? And it actually bothers me that so many people are still using TikTok, especially people who are out there saying, we have to be careful about China. They're buying up our farmland. They're doing this, they're doing that. But you're on TikTok. So
we're all hypocrites at some point in time.
Right.
I mean, we really are.
We are.
Yeah.
That is true. And I hear you, but that's a pretty easy
That's
one
a big
to
one.
see.
And I'm
that's
not
a big
disagreeing
one, right?
with you. I'm just saying, yeah, that's a big one.
It is, like we are. I don't buy everything made in America. I have a Tundra, like that kind of stuff. Right. So Dave's like, we need to fix that. I'm like, okay, whatever. But
some of those Tundras are made in America now.
Yeah.
Some of the Toyotas are.
I love my Tundra.
Yeah.
But I'll sell it and get another one. And
I'm going to need you to take care of that today.
We should take care of that today. I'll call Mike Lindell and go truck shopping with him.
Yeah, Mike just blow a new truck, American made, right out of his nose.
So the TikTok thing, I don't understand why we've allowed that to become so big.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't understand why we've let a lot of things grow so big in our lives, but here it is. We're in this nightmare, and stupid. Let's go back to Kamala Harris because she's just so much fun. She had something to say. We, of course, commemorated 9/11 on Sunday, and I want to go back to where she said, talking about the threat from within. Will you play that clip, guys?
When we walk through the doors, each of us, Republicans, Democrats, Independents, when we walk through the door of the SCIF, that secure room, press could not come in. Right. No cameras, no public, just us. People would take off their jackets, they'd roll up their sleeves, and they were Americans first, focused on the threats to our national security. When I think about what we have been seeing in terms of the attacks from within, I wish that we would approach it the same way as Americans, instead of through some partisan lens. I was obviously...
Sounds like you think this threat is as great. It's a different threat, but it is as great as...
And I think it is very dangerous, and I think it is very harmful, and it makes us weaker.
I would love it if Jake Tapper, who's that dude? What is that? That's Chuck Todd. Jake Tapper. God, I hate all these assholes. If Chuck Todd would have said, okay, identify that threat.
Yeah, what threat was she talking about there?
Please identify it, right? Of course, we know who she's referring to. The quote-unquote MAGA Republicans. Yeah. People that are conservatives. Right. But again, we're not conservatives anymore. We're not that. We're not limited government conservatives. We're Trumpies, MAGA Republicans. We're insurrectionists. White nationalists. I heard Chelsea Clinton refer to the white nationalist insurrection. We're insurgents, by the way. That word was used by Hillary Clinton the other day. And so that's what they're talking about. That's what they're talking about. She wants them to go into the secure room, roll up their sleeves, and take us as seriously as radical terrorists that flew planes into buildings. Yeah. That's where I have a real issue here.
I go back again, and for me personally, the soldier that killed my husband is not declared an enemy of this country, but I am.
Right.
My president thinks that I am a bigger enemy of our nation than a service member who kills another service member. And on and on we could go. How many examples? How many examples of people who are true threats to our country?
Yeah.
But you and I are the threat.
That's the Vice President of the United States, who's a freaking idiot and was also in a throuple with Montel Williams. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
We laugh about it because it's laughable. She's so stupid and so bad. But she's dangerous because she's so stupid, and she's
very much so.
And she's in that position.
She's going to roll up her sleeves and get down to business, though, and deal with our enemies. Thank God for her. She's going. She's not rolling up her sleeves as much as she's getting down on her knees. You know what I'm talking about?
No,
and
Chad,
getting
what
down
are you
to
talking
business.
about?
Yeah, blowjobs. Speaking of that, from cringing at the pump to getting an eye-popping check at your favorite restaurant, inflation's hitting everybody where it hurts, and it does hurt. I love the Upside app. And it's for anybody that buys gas, groceries, dines out. It's for all of us. With every purchase, you're earning cash back thanks to Upside. So get started by downloading the free Upside app. Use my promo code CHAD. I spell it Chad. Get $5 or more cash back on your first purchase of $10 or more. And next, claim an offer for whatever you're buying on Upside. Check in at the business, pay as usual with a credit or debit card, and get paid. Upside users are earning more than $1 million every week. That's probably why they have a 4.8 star rating on the App Store. Download the free Upside app. Use promo code Chad to get $5 or more cash back on your first purchase of $10. And folks, I'm telling you, it will save you money and it will send you money back. So you got to do that. the Upside app. Use promo code Chad. We'll be right back. Oh, Barb Allen. You bring out the worst in me, and I love it. CNN had some advice for the new king, King Charles. I mean, imagine being 73 years old and it's finally time to go to work, you know? You know, I refrain from making public comments on social media about the Queen. Look, I've never understood the whole royalty thing. No. You know, I mean, again, since 1776, I haven't really cared about the British monarchy. And whatever you want to say about Queen Elizabeth, I mean, maybe she ran the world's largest trafficking ring. She was drinking adrenochrome. You know, who knows? I mean, everybody's got an opinion on this whole thing. And I'm like, you know what? She's dead now. So it is what it is. I don't like any of the elites. I don't like any of the cabal. I'm not, you know, but again, the cabal is now telling me that I'm public enemy number one. So she lived to be 96. All right. So is what it is. But King Charles has now stepped in, and CNN had a suggestion for him. Would you play that clip, please?
In the 70 years of her being on the throne, many cultures and many faiths have flourished in these past 7 decades. But there is an ongoing, particularly in the wake of Black Lives Matter, particularly in the protests that erupted all over the world after what happened in Minnesota, here as well, in France, in other parts of these nations that had colonial servants, let's face it. People were in service to this empire. The wealth of this empire was derived on the back of the people of their empire.
On display in the palace.
Right, on display everywhere, and in the crown and everywhere. So what we're saying is that there is the generation of multicultural and diverse Britons who want this answered, who want to see their monarch finally talk about what it means and what, you know, potentially the idea of reparations, definitely justice, right? Justice.
I could get us banned right here. Like I could get us kicked off of every platform. So the idea that y'all think King Charles gives a shit about anyone, much less black people, and certainly people like George Floyd, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like, that's supposed to be something that's a priority to him. He doesn't care about the people who wipe his ass every day.
Yeah, but who do you think's have a nicer casket, him or George Floyd? Or the Queen or George Floyd?
Well, let me tell you, George Floyd he went on a bigger funeral tour than the Queen. He saw more American cities. But imagine if you'd have gone back and you'd have said, hey, one day when on the day of King Charles's coronation and first address as king, we're going to be discussing a crackhead who's high on fentanyl from Minneapolis. Imagine if I took you back 10 years, 15 years and said, one of these days the Queen is going to die and Charles is going to become king. And they're going to be talking about a crackhead from Minneapolis who was passing off $20 bill, counterfeit dollar bills, counterfeit $20 bills. High on fentanyl, who once held a gun to a pregnant girl's stomach. They're going to be discussing him and about how King Charles needs to be addressing more in regards to that guy and Americans burning down their cities. Because that's the thing. Britain really cares about the American inner cities.
Right.
That's what King Charles's priority is going to be. America's inner cities. And BLM. Patrice Cullors.
It would be nice if somebody cared about him.
Somebody, because they don't. They burning their own shit down. But Patrice Cullors and her crew, are taking tens of millions of dollars and buying their mansions in white neighborhoods.
Right.
But let's talk about reparations. Surely King Charles will talk about, the slaves that built. I mean, forget all the other stuff that the British Empire has done around the globe for centuries. But let's talk about George Floyd and BLM. Now, again, it's like our buddy Jamie Kilstein said the other day. He's like, yeah, but when you talk about BLM and you say Black Lives Matter, see, that's the seduction of their marketing. Of course, Black Lives Matter. People's lives matter. But they label it something like that, so you can't say anything about Black Lives Matter, BLM, because you're saying, no, Black lives don't matter. No, I'm saying that organization does not matter. That organization doesn't do anything for Black lives. Right. It doesn't. And King Charles doesn't give a rat's ass about it at all.
Nope.
He doesn't care. Do you know King Charles has never used the same toothbrush twice? They give him a brand new toothbrush every day. And he doesn't have to put the toothpaste on it either. Someone does it for him. It's waiting for him.
Well, as you remember, Prince Andrew, one of his favorite things when he went to Jeffrey Epstein's house was cooking himself breakfast.
Yeah.
Because he thought that was a really novel thing to do.
Yeah, he got to do his own breakfast.
Yeah, he burned it every time. I'm personally hoping he actually ascends to the throne. That's how I want to see the monarchy end, with Prince Andrew.
Just burn right out?
Yeah.
Yeah, burn out like Andrew's eggs.
Uh-huh.
And you know, I don't know. I don't know what Charles's teeth look like. I don't know if having someone do your own toothbrush for you. British aren't known for their teeth anyway. So, anyway, I don't know.
I have no comment.
No comment on that?
I just don't even know what
to say to that. Do you put your own toothpaste? Do you put you're a peasant. Do you put your own toothpaste on your toothbrush?
Yes.
Do you have toothbrushes?
I do, and I have most of my teeth.
You do? Most of your teeth. It's fantastic. Boy, howdy. Yeah. That's the insanity, folks. That's the insanity. A couple of things to tell you when we come back. Y'all hang tight. We'll be right back. Pawhuska, Oklahoma. That's where it's going to be, Barb. Oklahoma. Saturday night, the Constantine Theater. Go get tickets. Come hang out with us. And if you're not anywhere close to there, tell your friends. But I want to see some folks in a few different places that we're going to be. We're going to be in Fredericksburg, Texas, next weekend on the 23rd, and then also going to be in Godley, Texas on October 1st. And going to have some fun at all of those things. You got to come to a show.
Yes.
I need to do a show somewhere near you.
Yeah. Or you could have done one while I was in town this week. I mean, that would have been nice.
Yeah, let's just roll out that carpet. Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy talk. People can follow Barb on social media at Barb Allen Speaks, and make sure that you are subscribed to her podcast, Flex Your Freedom, and check that out. Make sure that you're following there. So Sarah had to dip out because that's what Sarah does to go do her show. Like she's busy or something around here. She went last night to the Hanson concert. Mbop. Yeah. Did you like Hanson? You know? Yes, no? You know Hanson?
I know of Hanson.
Know of Hanson? Yeah.
Just for that song. Yeah.
That's the only one I know.
Yeah.
But they're still out there doing it. Speaking of being out there doing it, subscribe to BlazeTV so you can check us out on Overtime, and tell your friends about it. BlazeTV.com/Chad. Use promo code Chad to save on an annual subscription. You can do a little shopping as well. ChadOnBlaze.com for our collection. Use promo code Chad10 and get 10% off on all your purchases at across the board in all of the Blaze stores. So check that out. And Barb, stick around with me for a minute. Let's do the overtime.
All right.
And hang out. I hope everybody has a great weekend. And stay safe out there. Hug the people that you love. Tell them that you love them. Make sure they know it, because life is fleeting. It is short, and you never know what a day is going to bring. But I pray it brings blessings to you. We'll see you on Monday. God bless. Bye.